Well, good morning, everyone. And once again, welcome to another live here this morning. Hope you're having a good day. Okay, hold on here. I'm just trying to say hello as you get your... There we go. Okay. How are ya? Nice to have you on with us this morning. Thank you for coming on. We appreciate it as you get your notifications here. And let me see if I can say hello to a few friends here this morning. Maybe. I think so. Hold on. And guys, we love you dearly. Back in studio today. Let me see here if I can see. Huh? I didn't even get my notification yet. There we go. I got my notification. Okay, hi, here we go. Vonda. Well, as far as I know, Vonda, you're number one on the hit parade this morning from PEI. Well, good morning to you. Lorraine, BC, Sharon, Karen, Janine, Sue from Bolton, Elaine, St. John's, Newfoundland, Mary from Anaheim, California, and let's see, Maryland, Charlottetown, Dennis, how are you? Marl, Ottawa, Cheryl, West Virginia. I was singing that song yesterday. West Virginia. Anna, Julie, Minnesota, Frances Marie, Deb, how are you? Sandy, Mary, happy birthday. Whose birthday is it? Okay. Donna, two Donnas, one from Park Hill, the other one from Newfoundland. Good morning. Sully, Diane, Thunder Bay, Gloria, New York, David, Ridgeway, Brandon. Brandon, that's the first time I've seen that name. How are you? Dale, Beverly, how are you? Stephenville, Newfoundland. I know where that is. Marine, Boca Raton. How are you, Marine? Rhoda, Sylvette, bonjour. Madeleine, Sault Ste. Marie. Deb from Timmins. And Crystal, Lisa Marie, Rose. Nice to have you on. We love you guys. Jean, Ohio, Francis. Francis, hi. Luella, West Tennessee. Vince and Lise, Phyllis. Moses, how are you? From Brawley, California. I have never heard of that, Moses. Brawley, California. But we appreciate you coming on. You have no idea. Hi, Kristen, Cheryl, Dave, Grace, Yolande. I was waiting for you. Lynn Marie, Annette, Frida. I'm going to say hi to Andrea, but whose birthday is it? You, Andrea? Whose birthday is it? Because Andrea is saying happy birthday, but Lise, Kathy, Dorothy, Georgie, Yvonne, Petawawa, good morning. Mary, I want to say happy birthday too. I'm going to say good morning to Doc McEwen because she's usually on with us, but anywho. Okay, guys, I got studies. I want to bring up three things that kill you more than smoking. Okay? More than smoking. Actually, guys, I'm not kidding you. Studies have been done showing that these three things is worse than smoking in order to end your life. Kind of interesting, isn't it? Okay? Now, one of them is inactivity. Okay? Here's the study. Inactivity kills as many Americans, this is the study, as smoking. 5.3 million Americans die every year from smoking. Still. It's one of the memos that the population got, really, comparatively, right? When I was a kid, everybody and their dog smoked. Both my parents smoked. It wasn't until 1962, I was 10 years old. My dad came home from the clinic, his clinic, and it was like a ceremony. He took his pack of cigarettes that was full, gathered the family around, opened up the waste paper basket, and his pack of Buckingham. Now, I don't know if Americans were able to buy Buckingham cigarettes, but they didn't have a filter on them. My mother smoked Peter Jackson. I liked those better. They had a filter on them. But my dad, in front of everybody, said, "This is it, no more smoking." He had read an article, I don't know where he read it, where smoking caused cancer, he told us. Now you got to understand, this is 1962. Everybody smoked. My brothers smoked. My older brothers smoked. My parents smoked. It seems everywhere I went, people were smoking. Okay? And my dad stopped. Went cold turkey, never had another cigarette in his life. Okay? It made a huge impression on me, and I really never started smoking. Okay? I didn't like it, and so I never started. Don't start. Anyway, guys, that's my story, but we saw, and it was temporary, we saw a dramatic decrease in heart disease and heart attacks and cancer rates when people got the memo to stop smoking. Okay? Generally, people got it. And there was a massive decline in smoking. It's why the tobacco industry, who liars, pants on fire, that was them, because they said, oh, smoking is not addictive. Okay? And they lied about that. They knew it was addictive. They hid their data, and guess what? Nothing happened to them. Nobody went to jail. But what they did, they had a lot of money. I think of Philip Morris. You know what they did? They invested their money in the food industry, and they brought all their scientists who knew how to addict people, how to make addicts, and they brought them to the food industry. Guys, that's a fact. That's a fact. Okay. Now, okay, cancer rates went down. Heart disease rates went down. And let me tell you another story. I've told you this 1,000 times, but I'm a repetition guy. Okay? You know how the cholesterol hoax started? And it's a hoax. It's a scam. You know how it started? Well, there was a scientist. His name was Ancel Keys. And he said, when President Eisenhower dropped in a sand trap and had a massive heart attack, he survived, by the way, Ancel Keys says, in I think it was 1955, you know what he said? Well, President Eisenhower, you know why he had a heart attack? Cholesterol. It's gumming up his arteries. But he failed to say that President Eisenhower was smoking 4 packs of cigarettes a day. 4. Like my dad. 4 packs. My dad was a 4-packer. Okay, I can hardly put my head around that today. Okay, so that's the story of smoking and the story of cholesterol, the story of people dying from smoking. And, you know, you ask any doctor anywhere at any time, they'll tell you not to smoke, okay? So they got the memo, and they said, stop smoking. But remember, physicians in the 1940s, in the 1950s, were telling people, what brand of cigarettes does your doctor smoke? Camel. The number 1 recommended, I'm not kidding you. The number 1 recommended cigarette for patients from physicians was Camel cigarettes. Excuse me. And they actually had a commercial about it. It was on billboards across America. It was in magazines. I remember reading Time magazine or whatever, and there was Camel cigarette picture there, doctors saying, I smoke Camels. Now, guys, we don't have to go far back. You know when they tell you that science is settled? Don't argue. It's science. Well, those same people, well, at least their ancestors, said that smoking was good for you. They did. They did. Now, we all know that's not true. Smoking's no good for you. Okay, we know that. Now, what we're talking about here are 3 things that are as bad or worse than smoking according to studies and statistics. Okay? Now, here's one, inactivity. So when you don't move, when you don't get your vitamin E, exercise. Remember, at the Martin Clinic, we've replaced certain vitamins and we've added certain vitamins. Okay? And vitamin E is exercise, the benefits of which are legion. I mean, who would argue that today? So this study, major study, looked at inactivity, and here's their conclusion. It kills as many Americans as smoking does. Folks, move. And when it comes to exercise, we like to repeat here on this program, as you know, the best exercise, okay, move, walking, absolutely. You want to jog, good for you. Whatever you do, just move. But you know that, and the research bears this out, that when you get stronger, that's even better. Muscle is so important. It exceeds cardio. You want to do cardio? I love cardio. I love walking. But the verdict is in, the best exercise is you and me getting stronger. Get strong. Muscles. And that's a whole new research topic today because of what it does for metabolic syndrome, what it does for storing sugar. Your body's got to take it out of the bloodstream, and the stronger you are, the more muscle you have, the more storage space you have, the better it is for everything. Okay? So, study shows inactivity kills as many Americans as smoking. 5.3 million a year. They don't move, they don't exercise, and they're in trouble. They might as well be smoking, according to this study. Now, we're not recommending that, right? But according to the study, they compared this to smoking. Okay? Now, study number 2. And this is a worldwide 590,000 people. Okay? Almost 600,000 people worldwide. And here's what they said. Okay? If you have suboptimal levels of omega-3, DHA, and EPA, okay? It's worse than smoking. Holy smokes. Smokes. Holy smokes. What? Let me say it again. Suboptimal levels of omega-3, DHA, and EPA, okay, is worse than smoking. So they don't say it's equal to smoking like inactivity. They tell you it's worse than smoking. My word. My word. Omega-3. And folks, you can measure it. They don't do it. It ain't routine, but it can be measured. And guys, you know me. You know how I operate. You know what I think about fat. Because fat don't make you fat. And omega-3 fat, especially from the animal kingdom. Remember, EPA and DHA are found in the animal kingdom. They're not in plants. Now, plants are good, okay? The oil, you want to have seeds and nuts. I'm not saying there's no good oil in there. I'm not saying that, okay? What I am saying is what this research is showing, you need EPA and you need DHA. And it's worse than smoking if you don't. I've always talked to you guys consistently about building your food pyramid the right way. I read an article yesterday on the food pyramid that, according to these doctors, it should be, again, they double down on plants, fruits and vegetables, and grains. Like, that gives me a migraine, guys. And I've been teaching you for years, and I did it on my radio show way before podcasting. Put the animal kingdom up on the top because that's where it belongs. So when you have eggs, meat, and cheese, when you have butter, that's at the top. EPA, DHA. It's more important, according to this massive study, 590,000 people. When they measured their levels, that it was more important to have high levels of omega-3, DHA, EPA for your health. Incredible. And primarily heart disease and brain. Like heart disease, number one, killer still in our society. And brain, Alzheimer's, fathead. Think of your brain. Fat. You want fat. You want DHA fat up in here. Okay? And the study goes on to say why it matters. Okay? Cardiovascular health, obviously. Brain health, obviously. Okay? And for inflammation. See, omega-3 decreases inflammation. The silent type. That is very destructive. Okay? So, isn't that incredible, guys? And if you don't get those levels right, they say, the study says it's worse than smoking. Now, why is it? Okay? Let me give you another reason here. Why is it that people are so low in DHA and omega-3? Omega-3, DHA, and EPA. Why? Well, first of all, they didn't get the memo from the Doctor Is In podcast that tells them that the animal kingdom is the best. It should be at the top of the food chain and the top of the food pyramid. But there's millions of people that haven't got that memo because they bought the lie that fat makes you fat, cholesterol's bad for you, stay away. Okay? So they love the plant kingdom better. And for many, they become vegans or vegetarians. That's a big mistake. It's a huge mistake in my opinion. Okay? Now, why is it happening so much? So you have people who buy the lie. One. Two, our population, especially in North America, okay? And this has been analyzed, guys, to death. It's the ratio, okay? At one time, we used to eat, not long ago, about maybe 2 times more omega-6 than omega-3. Well, you can live with that ratio. You know what it is today? 18 to 1. 20. I've seen studies, 25 to 1 ratio. Because people are eating the processed foods. And the worst culprits of omega-6 are those hateful 8 seed oils that are in all the middle aisles of our grocery store. You go to a fast food place and you have their food, they're cooked in the wrong oil. They're cooked in oil that was meant for your car or the plane. They've actually I can't get over this. They've actually put the oil, seed oil, cottonseed oil, into a plane, I think it was a 747, as oil, as fuel, and you know what? It ran perfectly well. And we put that in our body. What does that do? It creates an enormous, you see, your body reacts, guys. Think about this for a minute. Your body reacts to a foreign invader. Okay? Think about it. So when you take a seed oil, like canola oil, soy oil, oh, it sounds good, canola. It sounds good. Canada's gift to can oil. So when you see canola, that's Canada's gift. Now, it's a good oil for your car, not you. Okay? What does it do inside of it? Well, it does a lot of things. But one of the things it does, because it's a foreign oil, your body goes, what is that? I can't break that down. What am I going to do? Creates an inflammatory response. So let me say this. If you had fast food once a year, what does that do? Not much. Okay? Your body's unbelievable. But guys, people live on this stuff. And they don't realize that when that ratio gets out of whack, omega-6, bad oils, well, not all omega-6 are bad oils, but that's the problem in our society today. It's all these seed oils. Okay? Soy, canola, safflower, sunflower. Go to the middle aisles of your grocery store and you'll see the oils on the shelf. But what you don't realize that they're in fast foods, and that's what they cook. And they're hydrogenated. They're highly processed oils. And your body goes, what are you giving me? I.e., example, margarine. I was screaming like John the Baptist in the 1970s. Hello, you out there, margarine is not better than butter. Oh, Dr. Martin, you're gonna have a heart attack. I will have a heart attack because I'm so stressed when I watch people consume margarine. Yeah, but cholesterol causes heart disease. We gotta lower the cholesterol. You quack. Don't touch it. Put margarine outside. Put a pound of butter outside. Expose them. The bugs won't even touch margarine. Bugs are smarter than we are. Bugs go, what are you putting margarine out here for, you big dummy? Oh, you got the butter beside it. We'll go to the butter. That's bugs. Because they're smarter than us. We think we're smarter than God. And we invent these oils. And your body goes, I really don't know what that is. Therefore, I am going to treat it as a foreign object. And part of that is I go, inflammation. Autoimmune. Why do we see so much autoimmune today? It's one of the reasons. In my humble opinion. It's one of the reasons. I've seen autoimmune disease for 50 years, but it's worse than ever. Worse than ever. Well, one of the factors is that inflammatory food, processed, with bad oils. It preserves them. They'll last forever. And people, it's low in saturated fat. You know how many times I heard that? Dr. Martin, saturated. Look at the fat around that steak. Look at the fat in cheese. It's saturated. Look at the fat in butter. It's saturated. Yeah. That's why it's so good. It's saturated. I used to tell my patients, you know what saturated is? Satisfied. It's a fat that's a happy fat. It's satisfied. You get these other fats, and they're not satisfied. That's why they can turn to free radical damage inside your body big time. They're modified fats. They're not good for you. Okay. Was that 2? That was only 2. I'll do tomorrow. I'm going to do the 3rd one tomorrow, okay? So you got to come back. I'm going to do the 3rd one tomorrow. Inactivity, as bad as smoking. Omega-3, suboptimal levels of omega-3, DHA, and EPA, worse than smoking. We'll learn another one tomorrow. Interesting, isn't it? Yeah. I found it fascinating. It doesn't surprise me, but I always find them fascinating. And will they hit mainstream media? Very unlikely. Very unlikely. Although inactivity might. Right? Okay. Anywho, guys, we love you dearly. It's a few days away from what? Q&A. Send your questions in to info@martinclinic.com. info@martinclinic.com. Send your questions in for Q&A Friday and oftentimes Q&A Monday, because I just don't get to all the questions. Now, you know me. I'm off in rabbit trails often. Okay? I'm easily sidetracked. It's me. You got an old goat like me, it's hard to change a leper's spots, right? Okay, that's who I am. Anyway, guys, we love you. I don't think I've seen that since yesterday. We love you dearly. The best audience in the world is you. It is. It makes us the #1 health podcast, and it ain't even close in Canada. And we are on our way to making the #1 health podcast in the USA. Okay? Thanks to you guys. We love you. Talk to you soon.